Talking brain, enlightened minds, seeking out truths, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the three-dimensionally. Souls, talking brain, ask the right questions, uncovers the blinds.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to
Soul Talking Brain.
La 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 la.
It's like, you know it's coming, right?
Eventually, somehow, some way. We don't know ever how, but it gets out there.
It gets out there.
Mm-hmm.
Hello and welcome, all of you lovely, lovely beings out there, to Soul Talking Brain Show here on the Being Love channel. Okay, now you can go. Just kidding.
Actually, there's reconnecting to server. We're having some issues.
It's a buffering thing. But I guess that's what that is.
Yes.
It's a buffering thing. We're having some buffering issues. So if we're freezing on the screen, it's out of our control. There's nothing we can do about it.
We're here.
That's right. We are back.
Here.
We are back and no buffering. Today is sending forth good energy. Do not block any of the airways.
Okay.
Clearing the clogs. Wow. I feel like it's been a little bit too long since we've done Soul Talking Brain Show. Only because
you were sick.
Yes.
We missed a show.
That's right. We missed a show.
She's still hawking.
I'm still, yeah. It's I think the changing of the seasons, whatever is going on. We do apologize for not having a live show 2 Wednesdays ago.
Yeah.
But we hope that everybody was enjoying the recorded shows.
We missed you guys
yeah.
so much. We missed doing the show. We love joining you here every 2 weeks on Souls Talking. We would love to join you here every week. So, that
would be really cool. Yeah, that would be really great if we could just do the show every day. Even better, every day. Forget every week. That would be really nice. Eventually, hopefully, we will get to that stage.
Sending out them positive energy waves, my love. Sending them out, and openly receiving.
But we are back here right now, live, and we've got a great show.
Now.
Yes. Show now. It's like, one word. We are now here. No, what is it? You have come from nowhere to now here. So welcome.
Care of the Love Guru.
Yes.
And Mike Myers.
That's right. Great show today. Great show. It's one of, it's a great show every time we have a show. It's a great show, if I do say so myself.
If you do.
If I do.
If you do.
But today's show.
And please do.
Well, I will. Global peace. Global peace. Something that we all want. It's something that a lot of people, actually I would say all. Wouldn't you think all people would want to just be peaceful? I would just, take the,
I think that it would be peaceful if all of us wanted it to be peaceful.
Yeah, well, I do.
So I'm going to say most of us.
I do.
The majority.
Yes.
Can we say the majority?
The majority
of us
in this world want global peace.
And even those who don't want it to be peaceful really do want it to be peaceful. They're just not aware of the fact because their perception has been clouded by illusory thoughts of grandeur and power. So illusory in that we are all grand and powerful, and they're thinking that their grandeur and power is coming from these unpeaceful tactics.
Right. There is only very, very simple thing to do in this world to get global peace, which the ones who do want global peace,
which is most of us.
Forget about all those other ones that have issues, but most of us who do want global peace have the easiest method, the easiest and fastest route to effecting positive change to reach global peace in this world. And that, it only starts in one place, the very first place, and it starts in your own home. It starts right here, right now. It starts with the person sitting next to you. It starts with the person.
I didn't know you were going to come back.
Yes, I did. La 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 la. Yes, it starts with the person that you are surrounded by on a daily basis. It starts with your family. It starts with your husband, your wife, your sister, your brother, your mother, children, your father, your children, your friends, lovers, pets, you name it. Everyone right now that is around you in this moment is a moment you can take to take an action towards global peace.
In fact, I would go so far as to say not having to broaden the scope beyond your front door.
Right.
And for those who are living on your own, that would be being unto yourself a better person. But really, if you focus on those whom are most intimately involved in your life, and if you start with the ones that are the most, and make that your little quest, your little project, to pay attention more to just these few people, insofar as how you are choosing to be with these people, and how you see, paying more attention to how they are feeling, what they're giving off, what is the mood that they are in, right?
Well, when we say let me ask you a question. Like, when something is global, global peace is it's a bigger movement. It requires a bigger thing, right? Because it's global.
Were you about to say when something is global peace?
As global peace?
Were you?
I'm not really sure. Whatever that might have been. Because it's yes. You've got two major terms here. You've got global and then you've got home. Home is like right here. It's small. Yes. It's right there. It's right. It's not out here. Global, right? In order to change something so massive, magnanimous, in order for us to change something so big and
counterintuitive,
global, is that you start with the tiniest fraction.
It's a counterintuitive paradigm. It's a counterintuitive thought that to affect change globally, one would say, oh, well, just don't leave your house.
Don't leave,
so people would not understand that. Yes, I get it.
So if you would like, actually, if you can, explain how it is that we are starting at home. What is it that we are doing at home that is making such a magnanimous difference towards global peace?
Okay, well,
why do we have to start at home? Like, what's the importance of it?
Okay, so to continue with what I was saying.
Did you understand my question?
I understood what you're saying. Okay. Yes. So
did you understand my question? Sorry, go on.
You're just cracking me up today.
Yes, good.
Okay. So continuing with what I was saying, right? You're focusing on the people that are closest to your intimate,
yes. Right? The right here, right now, who's around you.
Yeah. But we're not even going to who's around you, because you have your coworkers are around you, and your community members, your neighbors are around, just like your intimate family,
right?
Or whatever whoever you determine to be or call
Right.
your intimate
So
family.
we
who
even
you
go
would
further
recognize
as the people that are closest to you as
Yes.
far as relation goes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then eventually,
And then you go, yes, but that's
go
where we're
further.
starting. That's
Go
the
further.
starting point. The
Yes.
whole point of the show is the starting point.
Yes.
Right? You got to start somewhere.
The starting point is actually the self. So we're actually taking
That's
it
right.
one step beyond.
Beyond.
Yes, because
Makes
it's
it easier.
actually, yes.
Makes it so much easier because, you know, somehow people find it very hard to give all the goodness to the self first. So if it's easier to give it to the people that you love, then hey, start there.
It also, it's an automatic boomerang effect to self. So it is a way of loving self through another. So yes, and we do tend to seem to have an easier time with that, which is kind of strange.
Yeah.
All right, so we're in our little intimate circle.
Okay, we're where? In our home?
Yes.
Okay, so they're in the house. They're in their home.
Well, it really doesn't matter where you are specifically. We're saying the home just because we wanted to give that
wherever you live with your family. That would be like.
Yeah, but you could be with your family in the car. You could
Right.
be with your family camping. You could be with your family on a plane. You could be with your family in the park.
So home is basically your
the family. Yes. So. Yes. So wherever you happen to be, in paying attention to your family members and how you are being with them. Because when we're paying attention to our family members, if, for example, you notice that your family member is very fidgety and they're getting a little bit anxious about you're not really sure, but you're seeing it. You're seeing it happening. You have a choice in that moment of recognition as to how you are going to respond because you are present, right? The mere fact that you are there. So it is to become more aware in that situation with your family that you have this ability to respond, responsibility, in a way that is of assistance to them, as opposed to not of assistance. Okay. And with our families,
it's the easiest when we are even worse to them.
Our families, we are, yes, exactly.
So why is it so easy? It's so horrible.
We tend to have the least amount of attention that we give to the families. Now, when someone's in a lousy mood, we might not necessarily be as compassionate as we would be with someone that is a stranger that we see crying in the street or a friend of ours. So when we're bringing it into the family, right, it's the family is really so much more representative of the self. And you made a statement which is very, very much part of the underbelly of all of this, which is that it is so difficult for us to love ourselves. Yeah. Well, it's very difficult for us. It's very easy for us to take our lack of self-love out on our family because they are so close to being the reflection of us.
Right. So it's okay. So the same thing as children and ourselves, you know, we tend to take the most of our aggravations and our, definitely reveal our, yuckiness to our parents, right? It's just that's just a universal thing. We do that because we know that they're not really going to leave us. They're always there, so on and so forth. They raised you, they fed you, they
Trust.
right. So okay. So, but then later on, it becomes that we are. It's the most that we are treating the worst.
The closest to us.
The closest to us. The closest to us. We do. We take that we take that for granted. And most of the times, and we're not really aware because we're feeling so comfortable, I guess. But starting at home, as far as taking the action to. Which it is starting with self. You're being when somebody is at peace with themselves, then everything that they are interacting with and people is going to be definitely a lot more peaceful. Yes. As far as.
And so it ripples out and affects.
And so therefore, and then the influence goes forth, right? So you're influencing another, and so on and so forth,
and therefore it affects globally.
And then you're being a positive energy, and then the people being around you are going to be feeling better and more positive, and so on and so forth.
Exponentially, yes.
And then it grows, right? The wave of positive energy starts to really the whole wave. You know, when you're going to like one of those, you know, big basketball or football games, you're
Yeah,
doing
show
a
me.
wave.
That's
Right?
it again.
So that's the wave that you are initially. The whole point is that you are wanting to create that wave, okay? Because that is the wave that is going that you're sending forth to the rest of the world.
Yes.
From your home, from your doorstep,
yes,
to the next, to the next, to the next, to the next,
and
to the next.
Beyond that, you had asked me why start on the minuscule, because that's where you have the greatest effect.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, which is not to say, and I know that there's a lot of people who are activists and missionaries and so on and so forth, and they go and they hold rallies and marches and sit-ins, and they do letter writing campaigns, and the list goes on and on and on. And it's not to take away from anyone who is doing these things.
Exactly. You're just.
But imagine if we put as much effort into the things that we do on these levels of activism and missionaries and quests and so on and so forth into our own families. Each of us around the planet just focused on being love within our own personal families, how that would take care of everything, that you wouldn't need the protests, you wouldn't need the special quests and other things, because when you start here, it radiates, as you had so beautifully illustrated, out, and it affects all. You choosing in your family to be a light of love and to do the best that you can be, to be more attentive, to be aware, to pay attention to your family's needs, and to give the best that you can give to them, right? Not to take your shit out on them, to find ways to be the truth of whom you are, whom we all are, which is radiating lights of love.
That's right.
They are going to be affected. And what happens when you all leave the house? You're all beaming, radiating lights of love. And then you meet people in the outside world who are now going to be affected by you.
By your energy.
So if everybody in the entire planet were doing that, then everything would be peaceful.
Yes. Well, if everybody was doing that, if more people would start to do that, if you are aware enough, or if you are serious enough to achieve global peace, if you are serious enough, okay, I guess this is the best way to say it. If you're really serious,
how serious
are you? Really, if you really, you know, to us, I think sometimes we don't really realize how much we really want something, because it becomes sort of like a dream. You know, peace in so many people's mindsets has become sort of like, oh, it's a utopia and it's never going to be. It's kind of like because it's not there, so it's out of our reach. I can see that a lot of people unconsciously, like, having that, you know. Yes.
I don't want to screw up your mind, your thought process. Do you have?
I don't want to screw up your mind.
Your thought process.
No, please go ahead, screw it up.
The thought process. So, do you have what you want to say?
You screwed me up.
It's just because the statement that you made, that peace is utopian. The truth of the matter is
in the back of the head. People don't really.
But the truth is that on this planet, right? I think it's either 1 or 10%, which I know is a huge difference. But out of almost 9 billion people, only 10%, or 1%, that would be so much better, wouldn't it, are participating in acts that are not peaceful. So, in fact, we are living on a very peaceful planet. And I think that's part of what's necessary to shift our mindset.
So you're saying that there's a smaller percentage of people who are partaking in more negative actions in this world,
who are participating in something that is not peaceful.
Not peaceful. Okay. And there's so it's okay. So we are doing it already. Obviously, we are doing it already. Obviously, we're doing something.
So it's not utopian.
Yes.
It's not utopian.
We already are doing it. Yes. The moments where you're actually having a wonderful time, it doesn't matter what it is that you're doing. think of that moment last you laughed really, really, really loud. Like you were just laughing so loud that you had tears rolling down your eyes. Or just how good you were feeling because somebody was, you know, you were cuddling with somebody. Or just a moment of just feeling good. Like you took a small bite of, you know, a papaya and you felt, so good. So whatever it is that you feel, those moments are moments that are actually contributing to global peace.
Yes.
How?
Anytime that you're in that
Very
kind of
simple. The
moment.
moment we are feeling good, every moment that we are feeling good, doing good, smiling, being what? Sorry. Yes, we've got two felines over there who are like,
in the sun. It's just
they're loving the sun. See? There you go. Every moment counts because that's an energy rippling out into another. Somebody else is going to be walking by while you're feeling good about a moment, and that moment is shared, and that person's going to be smiling. The same, it's the effect of, you know, when you smile at somebody, they smile back, right? It's the effect that you have on every single individual, starting from self. So, as I was saying, if you are serious, if we really are serious about global peace, then we will be serious enough to ensure that we remember to be aware of our actions, starting with the closest people to us, starting with the people that we come in contact with. Even if you're going on a bus and you walk up to the bus and the bus driver's right there and he wants your ticket. In that moment, you have that moment to give some positive energy to the bus driver or to the person anytime. That is how serious we are. We that serious to do these little things that really make us feel good? That's how serious we are. If we are that serious, then we are already contributing to global peace.
And the family, the home, which is what we are concentrating or focusing on today, is because it's much easier for us to not be paying attention with our family.
Yeah.
Which is why we have chosen to so wholeheartedly be focusing on the family. Because granted, you walk onto the bus and you say hi to the bus driver. That's very nice. It's not hard to do that.
No, that's the point.
It is a lot more difficult to stop yourself from having a temper tantrum. And who are you having a temper tantrum in front of? But the people that you are most comfortable with. And who are those people? Your family. Yeah. So we're talking, in truth, what global peace occurs because of what we ourselves choose to do with respect to self. Mm-hmm. It is a transcending of the personal being. It is a stepping into your truth as a being of love, as a light of love. And we utilize our family, who are there from the outset to be of assistance to us as we are to them, to help us to get to that point. And they are the ones who stimulate the easiest for us to get out of it, because we allow ourselves to show our fears to our family.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So they are the ones who can assist us the greatest to become the lights of love that we are. Do you understand?
It's the action of it starting with the family, because we allow ourselves to be so mean to them, is that much greater.
Yes. Yes.
Not to say that it doesn't make a difference when it is a stranger.
It does.
It makes a 100%, difference.
But it's not really that difficult.
Yeah.
It's really
not a difficult thing. To go out and to smile at a stranger is not as difficult as smiling at somebody who aggravates you, but you really love them. And to give that to them like a family member. Exactly. It is.
Yes. So you're going to the root of your fears, to the root of your insecurities, because that is really when you are showcasing them the most, is again where you are most comfortable with your family.
Yeah.
Well, it's one thing to put on a face when you have to go to work, for example. You may have had a big fight at home. When you get into work, you know you've got to put on face because you're not bringing
You're
your
pretending.
personal stuff.
You're not being
Well,
real.
yes.
Yeah.
Whereas
Yeah.
at home,
it's not the positive energy that you're being all careful. You're being careful. You're not really being fake most of the time.
which it's much better to be than
Well, it's not it's not
spewing your
authentic. It's not
negativity,
authentic energy that you're that you're
exactly.
sending out. It's not authentic at all.
And if you want the energy to be authentic, one of the tools that we have available to us is one of our greatest gifts that each of us, that most of us are blessed with, which is our family.
Yeah.
And for all of us, for most of us, we have people, at least if not our blood family, people whom we consider to be family, or else people whom are very, very close in our intimate living space, with whom we can choose to rise above the negativities and the fears, and to step into the light of love that we are.
It's very interesting because a lot of people, ourselves, who have fears and issues and all those things, I guess fears and issues is the only all those things is because we've grasped them throughout our childhood, right? And the biggest things that we take from our families, aside from the good things that we take when we are raised, we also take on a lot of things that we didn't really need to take, which were the good things from our parents, right? And when we take this on, it makes you, like, any kind of these fears is what holds you back from being a good person. Because if anybody who is living in fear is got negative energy within that's negative, that's major negative energy within that person, right? What they choose to do with it is totally different, obviously, in each person. But fixing that issue sets you free. So instead of thinking about fixing it, just be it. Doesn't, it's difficult. It is difficult. It's difficult. Let's say if somebody has a really, really, really bad relationship with their parent or their sibling, because of something they did, and just can't bring themselves to forgive themselves, if you set that aside on your day-to-day interaction with that person, and just be okay. You don't necessarily have to, what's the word? Dismiss them with what they did, but you definitely do not have to give more of negative energy. Is allowing yourself to also get through that, and therefore allow to shine a bit more positive. You want to be lighter. The whole point is to be lighter.
Speaking to what you're speaking to specifically is if somebody else has wronged you, a family member has wronged you.
Well, because if they want to start at home, if they want to really start how they are treating each other and speaking to each other and being around each other as a family.
Be in the now of every moment that you're in to begin with. So don't be carrying around past transgressions. Be in the now. Obviously, if you're in a family that is abusive, okay, we didn't make any disclaimers at the beginning of the show. I apologize. Having peace does not necessitate being a pushover, and it does not necessitate that you are taking somebody else's shit. If you are in a position where you are being abused, then peace means that you are removing yourself from that position. If you are in an abusive relationship, it means you leave the relationship. Right? You are wanting to create peace. We're not speaking about abusive relationships here today. That would be a completely different show. And if you are a child who is in a family that is abusive, there are kids' help phone lines. There's information in your school. If you go to your office to speak to your principal, your guidance counselor, the vice principal, or even your teacher, or more directly your teacher, they can give you information that you can get assistance to help you out.
Mm-hmm.
And as afraid as you might be of your parents finding out that you've done this and taking it out on you, you taking these steps will actually lessen your parents' abuse of you and will assist them. You will be helping your parents. And I know that you really love them and you would really like to do whatever you can to assist them. And that will help you. So please do go and speak to anybody in your school. They do have, there are organizations that are set up to help you. They're out there. You are not alone, and there are ways that you can get assistance. For women or men who are in abusive relationships, the same holds true for you. If you just go online in your area, there are organizations and clinics and communities that are there to assist you. You should not be in an abusive relationship. So,
excuse me.
Moving beyond abusive relationships, if you've had an argument with someone, they may have done something that you are not happy with, right? You being pissed off at them is not going to make them better, or is not going to make them
because
take a
you're
better
the
actions.
only one feeling that feeling. They're not feeling that.
Exactly.
When you're upset with somebody, you're the one feeling the upset, not them.
Right. So
sucks, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. It kind of sucks. It sucks. You know, if think about it, right?
Well, you're the one who's been hurt, and now you're the one who's angry.
And you're the only one feeling cucky.
So the thing to, if someone has hurt you, the best thing to do is to talk about it and let them know so that they are aware. And again, this is one of those moments where you're stepping into the light. Is instead of holding on to angry feelings, becoming the angel of love's light that you are enlightening them. You know, when you did X, Y, and Z. This is how I chose, and taking responsibility for the fact that unless somebody has physically accosted you in some way, which we're not discussing today, once again, how you respond to anything, which you remember you said to me just the other day, how you respond to anything is of your choosing. So Aline might say something to me, for example, that is completely unintentionally going to cause me to get upset. And what she's saying to me is really neutral. It's me who's responding to what she's saying because of some past hurt that I'm holding on to, which is not about the now that we are in. It's about the past. And then I'll get upset with you because you said something when you had no intention of hurting me, and it didn't even, you weren't even meaning it in the way that I took it. Right? So we have to take responsibility for the fact that we interpret other people's actions. So if we're the ones who are getting angry, before we get angry at the person, we should be asking ourselves why we're getting angry in the first place. What is it that this person has said or done, like maybe they left the toilet seat up or something, that is actually you are allowing yourself to get so angry and step out of the light of love that is your truth. Because that's your personal lesson. It has nothing to do with them. They could be any one of 20 million people who left the toilet seat up, for example. But because they're your family member in your home, you're getting pissed off at them. But really, what difference does it make that the toilet seat is up? Well, because of some past time when you didn't realize the toilet seat was up, you sat down and your ass fell into the toilet. Whatever the case may be. Or your parents didn't like it, or so on and so forth. So, how we respond is our responsibility. This is one of the ways that you will see when choosing to be paying attention and being aware within your family unit, that you are able to rise above the fears, the insecurities, and all of those other things you were speaking to, and stay within the light of love.
It can be, it's everything is obviously easier said than done. But when you... Obviously. Hello.
We wouldn't be talking about it otherwise.
Every show really, if anything boils down to anything, is just awareness, really being really, really aware. Now, global peace and peace at home equals the same thing.
Yes, interconnected.
Okay? It's exactly the same thing. If we really want global peace, let's make peace at home. You know, I would say actually, which is what we said, we'd go a little bit before that and we say make peace with yourself.
Yes.
Because really,
yes.
Making peace with self is being honest with yourself, seeing where you have your faults, where you've got your fears. You know, these are ways that you can start making peace with yourself. So on and so forth. There's a saying, the truth sets you free, right? You know, for yourself, truth for yourself really does set you free.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
Mm-hmm.
Starting with the family, because it is easier. It's much more indirectly direct.
Yes.
If that makes any sense.
Mm-hmm.
And make it a point, if like the activists, there's a lot of activists who go and they do demonstrations. A lot of them who go and have nonprofit organizations. There's the United Nations. There's so many of these organizations who are doing something, who are going and traveling all the way to some country and working at a nonprofit organization to assist, so on, for the whether it is for poverty, for assistance in for war, for whatever that may be. They're taking those actions. Well, you can take those actions if you are not necessarily, you want to be a part of that. You see that, wow, I really would wish that I was doing something like that. That would be so cool. We do admire people who are working in nonprofit organizations, who are going to other countries and assisting with underdeveloped countries, poverty, and so on and so forth. They're making the difference. Well, you are just as valuable and just as honoring when you are doing that right in your home. And that is basically the message of today's show. It is important that we realize that it doesn't take a nonprofit major organization, the Red Cross or the United Nations or so on and so forth, that is the only way that they're doing something. You yourself can be doing exactly just that, equivalent to what they are doing, just by doing it wherever you are. Make peace at home, you are making peace globally.
I just would like to say that if there's anyone who is wanting to make a difference...
Like, what, are you going to offer some food? Does anybody want some coffee?
Wanting to make a difference here on the show by sharing your voice, and you have attempted to so do with our chat and social stream.
Yeah.
I don't think they're working.
Yeah, they might not be working. If
I just type something in and it's not coming up over here.
Okay, so we've had...
And it's not coming up on mine, so nothing is showing. So if you are there trying to write to us and to share your beautiful, wonderful, fabulous energy of love with us for the benefit of all, we thank you immensely. We don't see you, and so we apologize profusely. We are not ignoring you. Unfortunately, the chat is not functioning. If anyone is using the social stream, if you would like to try to type something in with your Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, or AIM, we can see if that is going to work. But unfortunately, our means of interacting with you currently are not.
This is something working. That has been going on with Ustream. And unfortunately, well, there's I put that something. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to get this fixed and haven't been able to talk to people on Ustream to know what is really going on. But it seems that every time you try to type in something in the chat room and then hit enter or hit send, it disappears, or that it becomes idle, and then you have to, and then it refreshes again, and then all the commentaries are disappearing. If we're experiencing this, and there's other people experiencing this, there is the social stream. I can't guarantee that the social stream is going to work either the same way, but I think it is much better in regards to having sharing your voice, as this is a live interactive show, and we do apologize if we again haven't been seeing what you have been saying if you've been writing something. It sucks.
Everything for our highest happiness. Highest happiness.
As we're gonna do, trying to write something in. If we do have other means, if you'd like to share something live with us right now, we definitely do have Soul Talking Brain Facebook fan page, and you can actually write commentaries there, and we can actually see it from there. If I can get it, if I can find.
Right here.
Thank you. So, Soul Talking Brain on Being Love Facebook fan page. You can also leave your commentaries there. This show is recorded, as every show is recorded, and you can see the recordings, and you can also leave a comment underneath the recorded shows as well. Or, then there's of course another means of getting in touch with us. You can always send us an email at beinglove@oneisall.com, one being the number one is all.com. So I'm going to leave the Facebook fan page up, so that way anybody else wants to leave a comment, please do go in the address below and leave us a comment right underneath the video stream, which you can actually watch this right now live from there as well. Pretty cool.
And the social stream, you got my message, yeah?
Yeah.
Came up.
Yes.
So MySpace, Twitter, Facebook, AIM, the social stream choice over there, next to the chat one. Utilize that, and hopefully we can communicate with you that way. So that would be wonderful.
Very cool.
Yes.
Speaking of sharing,
yes,
let's take a little moment. We'll be right back. Share the love, share the love, share the love. We are all about sharing love and love, 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 love. And we do appreciate that you do share the love, and you can do that by sharing this show right now, or any of our shows. Below me right now, you'll see, it's usually right here, right? Yeah, it's below me, is you'll see a Twitter icon and a Facebook icon, and a whole bunch more that you can do by sharing the show and the videos. And that is one way of sharing the love. Another way is to donate, and the donation goes 100% to supporting our show, to be able to be here, to emanate that which is what we are here to do, positive change, benefiting everybody globally.
Mm-hmm.
That is what Being Love channel is all about. There's other means that we also do provide ways to support, and that is also we do offer sponsorship and also advertising on our show, as well as on our site.
Oh yeah,
as well.
like you just watched our little Share the Love commercial.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have something that you want to share, if you are an artisan, a light weaver, a light healer, a being of love, a being who is seeking to create global peace, change in the world for that which we are all seeking, to have life that is happy and fulfilling, and community that is collaborating and co-creating as opposed to competing. And
contributing, yes. Contributing to the positive wave that I did earlier.
Woo!
To the peace, to the wave, the peace movement wave. Then this is the place, this is the channel to do so. And you can get in touch with us, again, with the email beinglove@oneisall.com, one being the number one. Fabulous. Very cool. We have two fabulous segments on our show every every Soul Talking Brain show.
Most of them.
Sometimes we get to do them, sometimes we don't. And we're going to do one of them right now in about a second. Here we go.
I try to picture the man, to always have an open hand, see him as a given tree, and see him as matter of fact. He's not a beast, no, not the devil either, always a good deed doer, where it's laughter that we're making after all.
Aww,
so cute.
Do you see what the little white one in the middle is doing the way she's lying? That's how both of them were lying down in the sun.
That's right. These are, good deed doer is people, places, things, organizations, events, anything that is doing good deeds to the world, our universal family. And this week we are featuring our furry, fluffy, cutesy animal family. And that's all the animals in this world.
All of the animals. The animal family who is our family, of a different species insofar as labels go, but still connected most deeply and thoroughly with each and every one of us. We live in a world that is interdependent, and akin to the fact that we forget that we are mostly a peaceful world, we forget that we are an interdependent world. We forget that our ecosystem is wholly mutually interdependent upon itself on all varying levels of existence to be. And that includes us. We are blessed to be able to have animals from our animal family that we're actually able to interact with in very intimate ways, whether it is pets in our home. And so deeply grateful are we to the wonderful animals that have allowed themselves to be pets in our homes.
That's right. It's funny.
Such teachers and students at the same time, givers of unconditional love, examples, as well as animals in the world, in general, zoos,
yes,
and parks.
Well, they give so much. There is so much good deeds that animals do and provide for us here, and it is sometimes taken for granted. And it is definitely something that we wanted to talk about, who we were going to feature for this week's Good Deed Doer. And Ronnie came up with, what about our animals, the whole animal kingdom, the whole animal creatures in the world of animals. And that I was a little bit hesitant. I said, well, that's not a person. What good is it? What good deed? But then I thought about it, and yes, they really are providing things indirectly. So much love.
I would say quite directly.
Quite directly, yes.
Quite directly.
Yes, you're right. Quite directly. And so, yes, it was definitely a perfect idea to feature all the animals in the world as
these three happen
doers.
to be the animals that are blissing our life.
That's right.
Right in this now that we are
humbled and grateful and blessed by.
So very, very, very.
That's right.
Yes.
Yay. Wonderful.
Yeah.
That's great. Excuse me. So we've got a little bit of time left for the show today.
should I get our going with the flow cards?
We can do that, and we've got the going with the flow cards, which is the other segment that we do here on Soul Talking Brain. And there are these fun, fabulous, shaped, colorful cards, and there's something written on each one of these cards. And
because we're such children, okay?
That's right. We gotta play.
I don't know if there's anybody watching, by the way, who is, teenager, 20s. By the time you're in your mid-30s, you kind of figure it out. But, okay, you are always going to be a child. Okay?
Yeah.
You think your parents are all, grown up? So totally not, man, okay?
Yeah.
We're all children.
We're all children.
Okay? Parents have more experience. They have wisdom from that experience. And definitely in saying that we're all children, I am not in any way, shape, or form promoting that you should not be listening to your parents because they're children. What I'm letting you know is there's a lot of us who have this fear of growing old. You don't grow old, okay? We don't suddenly stop enjoying things like having an animal come and give you love and the wonderful things of life. We grow old because we stop enjoying those.
We grow old, quote unquote, because we stop enjoying the things that we did when we were younger.
Because we don't allow ourselves to, because we think we're not supposed to. But the truth is that we really do enjoy them, and we stop. Anyone who is old because they've not allowed themselves to be who they are. I know this is a completely different subject matter.
Completely.
It just came up.
But, go with it.
But this is also something that is definitely useful in your family is to be more playful.
Mm-hmm.
You stop playing because you think you're supposed to be adult, and we do that as children, teenagers, and young adults, looking at older individuals, thinking that we need to be like them because they're being responsible, they're taking care of this, that, and the other. But you don't need to become stiff and boring in order to take care of things in life and be responsible. Being responsible does not mean boring. And I think it's very important because being responsible is very huge in stepping into your light. In order to pay attention and be aware, which is what we're talking about today, with respect to your family and allowing for global peace to occur, you are being responsible. You are taking the initiative to choose how you are going to respond. You are recognizing that you have the ability, the power to respond however you choose to. But that doesn't mean that you have to become some fuddy-duddy serious, oh my gosh, I have to... You can still be all playful with it. I'm going to choose to respond from a place of light, and light meaning being
light. Some people
light.
may like being like that. I'm not saying that they're having to be mean. Some people just are not necessarily, it's not in their nature to be like,
I'm not saying that you need to be crazy either. Right? It's not one extreme or the other extreme. But recognize that being responsible, and what we're talking about today and always, being aware, being responsible, taking actions towards global peace, like these are major issues we're talking about, does not mean that you have to become so serious that you're not enjoying life.
Yeah.
In fact, it's the complete opposite.
You're supposed to be enjoying
You are enjoying life, and that's why you are creating peace. You are being a being of love, of light, of happiness, and you are being light as opposed to heavy. So it's important. It's very important that people understand that. We're not saying in any of our shows, in any topic that we're speaking about, even though it can be a very, very serious show, and we understand that the subject matter that we're speaking to can seem to be heavy or serious. It is, but at the same time, so is life. And all of that can be done within the breath of happiness and jovialness and playfulness.
That's right. That's very, very right. That's right. That's what it's all about. Well, humor, right? Humor is key to youth. Youthfulness, youthful vitality is to be humorous and keep the humorous mentality. So,
and keep playing and do the things that you love to do, as opposed to, not. Because you stop doing the things you love to do, that's when you get old. People stop exercising. Oh, I'm so old, I can't. No, that's bull. It's bull. Keep exercising. Do whatever you can do. If you have to shift what you're exercising, that's fine. Shift it into something else, but still do. Enjoy. Be who you are. Okay, I'm sorry. I got carried away.
Yeah, you did.
All right. Moving on. We can't do this one because there's no audience to get questions from. I mean, there is, but we can't hear you. Sorry.
Okay, I'm just going to let you.
Okay, why don't we just choose one? Okay, why don't you choose one? Don't look and just choose one.
Oh. How about I give you a number? Is that good?
Okay, give me a number.
I'll give you 4.
All right.
I was going to speak again, but I was afraid because, she's on a kick right now, right? So, I didn't know. I didn't know if I was right to do that.
What do you want? I don't know. This is what came at 4.
That's what came. I got nothing for that, I don't think.
Well, we're in March.
I don't think we've ever done that one. Which everyone's like,
yes,
what are those cards over there that you've got?
We have, but I need to go and get.
You've done that?
Oh,
you've done that.
I've got today's. We've got our post. I can go to our post.
Okay.
Okay. Here, show everybody. I'm gonna go to the post.
Okay. Well, we've got these going with the flow cards. Actually. And I have to show these to these people because some people may have been like, what are they doing?
Oh,
these cards are going with the flow cards. And this is a segment that we do here on Soul's Talking Brain Show. And what they have, there's writings on each of these cards. And when our chat is working and the people, we are able to actually see people responding and interacting with us, we ask for a number, and we basically shuffle and get the number and pick the card out of the number that somebody gave. Whatever's on that card is what we will do or say or share. And today, our lovely angel Ronnie got this card, this beautiful star orange card. And what does it say on the card, Ron?
It says Guru Love.
Guru Love.
Guru Love is... quotes from recognized enlighteners. Okay, so here's a quote from Gary Zukav. Thank you, Gary, by the way, for opening my eyes so many years ago. The release of energy in love and trust produces health, contentment, gratitude, and joy. Okay, is that not perfect for what we're talking about?
Perfect to what we were saying.
So totally, I didn't read the quote yet. So, I was just so cool. I saw Gary Zukav, I put him on. All right, moving on. Neil Donald Walsh. Nothing in this universe occurs by accident. It's like one after the other.
Even though it actually happened by accident, but he's telling you that it didn't happen by accident.
There is no such thing as accident, nor is there coincidence. Everything happens for a reason. Okay. Let's see. Deepak Chopra. Avoid stale rituals. If you find yourself saying the same rote things day after day, find something new to say and live it. So stale, meaning it's like it's always the same thing.
Right.
Although there are certain things that are good to say every day, like I love you. It's a good thing to say every day. There are certain things that, love you, Deepak, but I have to give a little, disclaimer to your claim there. Okay. Let's see, who else do we have here? Oh, Louise Hay is fabulous. I trust in the power that created me to protect me at all times and under all circumstances. That speaks to the little mantra that I use and that we use. Everything is for my highest happiness, which you saw we used just today on today's show. We're not able to communicate with all of you wonderful earth angels, and we're just going to say, okay, it's for our, which means you and us, our highest happiness, for whatever the reason may be. It's for our highest happiness. It's believing. Actually, there's a term that Rob Bresney, who is an astrologer, came up with called pronoia. Which is the opposite of paranoia, which is believing that the universe, God, source, whatever terminology you'd like to use, is assisting you, is doing everything possible to help you, as opposed to what a lot of us feel like, oh, the world is out to get me, or this just sucks and nothing going my way, is looking to see, well, maybe, it's not going my way because there's something better, because everything is for my highest happiness. It's,
Louise Hay, she's fabulous.
Yes. All right, let's see if we can find one more. Oh, Byron Katie, another amazing one. Okay, so we've done Gary Zukav. You should look up, if you're interested. These are wonderful enlighteners to look up online, in the libraries, that are wonderful to inspire the self and to assist you in what? Why are you laughing? So they're just, don't you agree?
And
Gary Zukav, Deepak Chopra, Neil Donald Walsh, Louise Hay, and now Byron Katie, who is saying inquiry is lovemaking. Mind making love with the mind. Self-understanding the self. So inquiry, or asking questions, or doing research online for Byron Katie, Deepak Chopra, Gary Zukav, or Neil Donald Walsh, is you loving you.
Just a few of them. Definitely great people.
So many more. Infinite. That's why we have a whole card, because you can just keep going.
You just keep going. But that's all we've got for today. We only can do a few that can inspire and.
Well, no, we could
send out a message. I could just, I think that's. I think that's enough. We've got 2 shows here that we do on Being Love TV channel network. I like saying that, network.
TV channel network.
TV channel network.
TV channel network.
TV channel
TV channel network.
Yes, TV channel network.
Can you be a channel and a network?
However it is, what we do, this is, one of them is Soul Talking Brain Show, and the other one is Radiating Love with Ronnie Lipstein, and that is every other Friday. So we've got every other Wednesday for Soul Talking Brain Show, and every other Friday for Radiating Love with Ronnie Lipstein. Ta-da! That's the address above to the channel page. We are also going to be bringing you all the shows that we do here on Being Love TV, as well as all shows that we, what's to come, that we would
upcoming shows,
upcoming things that we would be doing on Being Love channel, and those are going to be reached from Being Love TV. Wow, look at that! Like, can I just repeat the same thing over and over again? We are still working on the website where you will be able to access every single one of our shows, all the archives of our shows, all the episodes from not only just Soul Talking Brain, but also from Radiating Love Show, and any other shows that we will add, of course. And that's where you can access it.
So in other words, you won't have to come to Ustream. You can just go to beinglove.tv, and we'll be there.
And we will also be featuring and embedding our live stream here that you see on Ustream also over there. So we want to be able to have a place where everything is in one place, and that should be coming very soon. But you can still go and check it out for all those who are interested. Other than that,
yes, dear,
we've got giggles. One last note that we'd like to leave our fabulous viewers, being about the topic that we were talking about. What's one last thing that you'd like to leave off today, saying about making global peace, starting from home?
What would you like to say?
I don't know. I asked you. Isn't that she turns that around? She turns that around. She does that.
One last thing.
One last,
Just one?
Just one.
Just
one
one.
last thing.
Only get one.
Just one thing. Something that somebody can do right now at home with their family members.
You will be amazed. You will truly, truly be amazed at the life-changing experience, focusing your attentions on being aware with your family and choosing to be love with your family will make, not only on your entire life, but on your own beingness and how you feel every single day about life and about you. It truly, truly is a wonderful, remarkable gift that we are all given, and definitely one that I would highly recommend that we all take full advantage of.
I like that, and I kind of want to take advantage of that too. I hope you all do as well. Thank you again for joining us here on Soul's Talking Brain Show live. We will be coming back again in 2 weeks.
March 9th, I think.
March 9th.
Yeah.
Is it March 9th?
No. Sorry.
No, it's not March 9th.
March 16th.
March 16th. So March 16th is the next show, next live show.
Hopefully Ustream. We're sending you massive, massive energy, and we would love if all of you would send massive energies to Ustream, that our chat and our social streams are functioning so that we may interact with all of you wonderful beings, because we know that each and every one of you has something magical and wonderful to share for the benefit of all of we, and we really, really love when we get to share in your light of love. So let's send forth that energy that our chat and social streams are functioning, so that next time we meet here on Soul's Talking Brain on March 16th, we are able to interact and play with one another.
That's right. So until then, March 16th?
Yeah.
It's March 16th. Mark your calendars. See
2
you then. 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. We'll see you then on the Being Love channel. Take care.
Blessedly be.
Soul's talking brain, enlightened minds, seeking out clues, seeing the world with the mind of those who see beyond the three-dimensionally. Soul's talking brain, ask the right questions, uncovers the blinds. Soul's talking brain, enlightening minds, oh yeah, seeking out truth. Soul